back to the Catnip Podcast. My name is Grace and today is Monday, February 28th. This is a podcast about knitting, books, baking, and cats, but most importantly knitting because that is what I love to do all day, every day. Clearly, I'm in a brand new location, and if you've seen last week's short episode or different episode and follow me on social media, you know that I am in front of my yarn wall. This is just so exciting. I just can't even. We have so much to talk about and not a lot of time to talk about it. So we're just gonna get straight into it. I have all the various social medias. Let's see if I can remember how to do this because it's been forever. All the various social medias that if you'd like to follow me on, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and Ravelry. I also have show notes. Links to things I will be talking about will be on my blog. So if you're on YouTube, the link to my blog will be down below, or if you're on my blog already, everything is already there. There's also yarn store information. I work at a shop called Pearly Girls. It is in Spring, Texas. And all the online information, come visit us in person information will be all the places. So if you would like to do that, we would love that. And yes, we just have so much to discuss. I'm still figuring out angles. I have a beautiful window right here, so we will no longer have the backlit me in my chair. I do have my chair. It is just right over there, but I'm currently on the floor. And like I said, we have a lot to talk about, so let's get into it. If you like to grab something tasty to drink, something to snack upon, something to craft upon, an animal to snuggle, laundry to fold, I have not even started my laundry yet, and it is already 3:30. But that's okay. I have a good reason. Maybe you're on your lunch break, maybe you are just enjoying yourself, getting some time to relax. Whatever that is, and you do all those things and other things, whatever brings you joy, and you can come back and join me for some crafty chat. So, everyone, why is my laundry not started? I had those pesky annual doctor checkup things this morning. I had 2 of them, so I had to go and do that this morning, which threw off my normal Monday schedule. And that's okay. I'm just really glad that I finally, I could fit in the recording of this episode because I feel bad being gone for so long, and just I wanted to fit it in so I could finally chat to you all again, as I have missed it dearly. Thank you so much for just being patient, waiting, being understanding, sending me kind messages. I really appreciate it. It made me feel very special and very loved. You all are just wonderful. I have several finished objects. Let's do some sorting here. I have a big pile of stuff next to me. Okay, so this is a work in progress. I honestly do not remember really. I had to look at my show notes, and I'm glad I remembered to do that because I probably would have forgotten. So I finished 3 test knits in the span of when I last recorded, which was the end of January, I think. Was it? Maybe the first week of February? I don't remember. It's been a while. I finished 3 test knits, 2 of which are sweaters, which I love dearly. If you follow me on my Instagram, you would know I have posted many pictures of them already. And then I also finished my birthday cast on. What? What? So, where do we begin? I don't even know. This one was due first. So we're going to go in order of test knit due date. So this is a swancho, an all-over colorwork swancho, which has now been named the Cottage Swancho by Handmade Closet. And I love this thing so much. It is just stunning. stunning. If you want a challenge of all over color work, I would highly recommend this pattern, or really any of her patterns. She has some amazing, amazing garments and accessories that's just beautiful. My yarn is half stash busting, half not. My main color is my brown, which you can see here at the bottom, which is Barocco Ultra Wool DK. My purple is 2 strands of Suburban Stitcher held together. My brown color is Madeline Tosh Sport DK, I don't remember, in the rose gold colorway. And then this green is actually some form of Dream in Color yarn that I've had for forever, and it's made its way into many a project. But you have your color work on your sleeves. It's a swan show, so you have your sleeve divide basically at the bottom. It's supposed to be a little bit longer, but I was in fact running out of time. And I also didn't want it to be too much longer, so it worked out very well, but I didn't change it by a ton. It was very close to. So that is the Cottage Swan Show. Next up, we have the Caribou jumper. I always want to say pullover for some reason, and it is not a pullover, it is a jumper. I used drops. This is another DK weight. Some form of drops that I actually frogged an old sweater that I was not using or loving, so I'm really glad that this yarn has been repurposed into something that I adore. The white is also Barocco Ultra Wool DK that I got from Pearly Girls, and I just cannot even. This pattern is by the Petite Knitter, and I did the cropped version. We have this beautiful color work all over the sleeves and the body, and then this amazing neckline. It's just it's not too high, not too short, it's very flattering. I love it. And you do have short rows in back to give it some better fittingness. I love this sweater so much. Like, this is the perfect, like, I don't know, I just love it. Also, can we even with this lighting? I was so happy to get it done and also to be able to wear it. I just barely missed this. I was a day late, I think, to finish this, but it was not a problem. I did get it done in the end. I was just one day late, so that is okay. Next up, and my last test knit, is All the Eyelets on Me by Casey of Casey Knits. This is a one skein wonder, and yes, my ends are not woven in, but that's okay. It's okay. This is like I said, a one skein wonder. It's an asymmetrical shawl with some eyelets and some garter stitch, and it is just the perfect, simple, mindless, straightforward knit. The cool thing about this shawl is that she has designed it so it has an I-cord edge around the entire thing, which is really awesome. So you do that as you go, and then obviously you have your I-cord bind off at the very end. So what is my yarn? My yarn was actually a special skein that I've been holding on to for forever. I don't remember when I got it. I don't remember what trip that was, but it was pre-pandemic. I do know that. That's pretty much all I can remember. I got it at Hill Country Weavers. It is On Your Marks, Get Set, Bake by Teeny Button. And this was actually my first time knitting with her yarn. I loved it. It's so amazing. And I am, along with many, a huge fan of the Great British Baking Show. And so, of course, that name and the colors were just very special. I think it's super springy. One skein wonder. Use up those special skeins in your stash. It's just really, and clearly we have stash to use or look at. whatever brings you joy, it is your yarn. This is my yarn, whatever you want to do. And then lastly, but by no means leastly, because I say that every time now, is this thing. And I love it dearly. I love all these things very dearly. This is my birthday cast on and now birthday finished object. This is a mini dotted rays by Stephen West. And the yarn is 3 yummy 2-ply toes, or basically mini skeins from Miss Babs. If you do not follow Pearly Girls on our social media, you may not, or follow or subscribe to our newsletter or something like that, you may not be aware, but we had a Miss Babs trunk show for about a week, 2 weeks ago. I don't remember. At some point, it wasn't last week, so 2 weeks ago. And it was so much fun, and I saw these 3 colors together and I needed it. I needed it. I got them, and clearly I love it so much. I saw them and I knew that like I could make pretty much any type of shawl I wanted to that was relatively small. But I thought that it would be super fun to have like a little shawlette version of the dotted rays. And then on top of that, I then had the idea to do this striped border. Don't focus on me, focus on the border. That's more important. Which, like, can we even? I am so happy with how this turned out. This was exactly what I was wanting and what I had in my mind. And it's just like the perfect size. You can tuck under the ends, you can tie it. You could wear it just one way. I don't even know. There are lots of ways you could wear it. And I just love it so much. This is definitely something that I would definitely do again. How many times can I say the word definitely? Just making a mini version of a bigger shawl like this. I think this is my new favorite thing. So I love this. I hope it is inspiring to you. If you have mini skeins, or I don't even know, this is such a good pattern and it's so easy and it's just, it brought me so much joy and yes. So, what else have I been working on now that we're done with finished objects? I've been working on a lot of things. I'm gonna split it up kind of into yarn acquisitions because I do have some other things that I got from the Miss Babs trunk show and other projects that I have started. Because since I finished this so quickly, I was kind of like, I think I need another birthday cast on, basically. Within the month of February. It's fine. So I did, and it's a great, grand old time. I also just realized that there is another project that I don't remember where it is, which is very unfortunate because it is in fact a test knit. Pooh. I can show you a picture maybe. I'm working on 2 test knits currently, and yes, I understand. I know I said I was done. I understand. I get it. Yes, these test knits, they're both due in April. It's fine, okay? I'm being very aware of my test knitting, over test knitting. It's okay. This is the Basic Bee hoodie by Pots and Knots on Instagram, and she's got the best like basic everyday sweater patterns. This is all I have so far. It is a hoodie. There's not a pocket, but there is a hoodie, and there's actually an I-cord drawstring. I have never made a hoodie before, and I'm so excited. I think this will be a wonderful, your basic hoodie, and I'm just really loving working on this. So it's very straightforward. It is top down, And so I'm just doing my raglan increases right now. I'm using Lion Brand Woolies in this oatmeal-y color, and then I will be color blocking it, and the bottom will be like a dark plummy purpley color, and I'm very excited. So that is what I have been working on in regards to test knitting. The other one that I'm working on is basically in the same place, maybe a little bit further, but it is the, now I can't remember, let's go to Twice the Stripes, and by Thorson Knits, and this is going to be her picture from her Instagram. I am test knitting this. Let's go, oh, wrong way. So it's just a basic tee with some stripes, and it's cropped, and there is a long sleeve version. I will be doing the short sleeve version. I am so excited. I am doing like a creamy, a bluey creamy color for my main color, and then I'm going to be using a skein of Blue Mule fiber that I have the label in the bag, I believe, but it's like this super fun and cool tweedy color. And is it in here? Yes. Cantina on their Donegal base. So that is what I'm using. For the main color, I'm using Cascade Heritage, and it's just like their basic sock. So I'm excited. Very straightforward. Loving life. We love a good simple raglan increase. It's just really mindless, and honestly, with all the moving stuff, all the boxes, the stuff behind the camera is what reality is. This, what you are seeing, granted I know you can't really see a whole lot, this is not reality. Reality is what I can see, which is a mess. And so I just want to be very open and honest about that. When you see things on Instagram and on podcasts, just as a reminder, it is such a highlight reel. I just had an idea of this little area I could put like a little garland up on the wall. That'd be really fun. Sorry, that was very off topic. This is kind of my little crafting area, and which is also like literally right by their front door, so I'm very grateful and I feel very special and loved that Sam has been willing to let me put my stuff on display, which is very nice. So, but yes, I have all the decorating ideas. Also, I have all the ideas, but then I also have none of the ideas, because once I get started, or like when I start thinking about actually doing things, I get overwhelmed, and then I'm like, I don't have the energy or the time for this right now. This has become not fun, and I don't want to do it, so we're gonna work on something else. And then I move on, and then it never gets done. But you know what? It's okay. That's just life. Also, we're in a neighborhood now, and it is so quiet. It is so quiet. I am so happy. It's so quiet. I can't even. So those are my 2 test knits. I haven't really worked on a ton of other things recently. I worked on things after I stopped talking to you all to take a break, so I'm going to do my best to remember what all those things were. I am working on this. I did get quite a bit done. See, there's my progress keeper. This is Big Love by Onkastrip. This is a Christmas cast on. This was the yarn that Sam got me for Christmas from Hobby. This is their Delight base, Tweed Delight base, excuse me. Super fun. I love it. It's definitely going to be a coat which I love. And I'm just so much enjoying this. I have not worked on this since we moved. Once we moved, my project working on was mainly my test knits because that was just a whole ordeal while we were moving. And things were not as easily accessible to me, so I had to like pick and choose what I worked on and what I could find, basically. But I love this. Granted, we are kind of leaving coat season, but I mean, still can use a good sweater. And in that regard, I just dress with even lighter layers underneath and I can make it work. So that is my plan in regards to that. I believe I also worked on my clove sweater by Rachel of Rachel Knits Things, which I did get quite a same thing. I knit quite a bit on and I haven't worked on it since, but so there's where I showed you last, and clearly got it several inches in, so that's really amazing. I'm just clearly, there are these words I keep saying, clearly, definitely. I'm just working on the body right now. And so I'm trying to get that length from the armhole to a certain length, and then we'll just move forward. It's just knitting in the round, it's knitting in the round, knitting in the round. It is not necessarily my go-to mindless project right now, just because I have the test knits that are also mindless, and those obviously have deadlines, so this is eventually gonna get done, but what am I trying to say? It's nice to know that I have that project available for me to work on when I need something that is completely, literally knitting in the round for inches upon inches. Next up is my birds of a feather. I don't remember how much I had gotten into it last time I showed you. It could have been a very small amount, but I honestly don't know. But here it is. Here's what I have. Well, we could pretend that it's a lot, that I showed it to you last and it was just very small, but I don't even know. What's the right side? I don't know if this is the wrong side. There we go. We're all tangled up. So this is Birds of a Feather by Andrea Mowry. I am using Long Dog yarn in the rose gold colorway, and then mohair from Suburban Stitcher in the maple colorway, and it is just beautiful. It is very fun. I very much enjoy it. I just haven't worked on it in a while. It's currently living in my happy bag, which I love. My happy bag. And another pretty mindless one for the most part, although it's been a while since I've worked on this, so I do need to look at the pattern to remind myself. But another mindless until I get to the feather and fan, in which case it's like laser focus, so I don't mess it up, because I don't do feather and fan very well. We were just racing through this. I do apologize. I do have to go pick up groceries at some point. I don't know if I worked on this at all since I last showed this to you. Okay, I got it a little bit in. This is my Advent for this past year, for 2021. This is Lavender Loon's Boho Chic Advent Calendar. I'm doing the Wavy Wiggles shawl by Stephen West, and I am so in love with it. So amazing. I don't even know how many stripes left. Let's count. That will tell us. Okay. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So I'm starting my 15th color out of 24. So I have 9 left. I'm getting there. I am getting there. I'm not going to let this languish until November because I don't want to. I did finish my other advent calendar, though, from Heather of Heathered Handmaids, so that's exciting, and I love that and have been wearing that nonstop. My little progress keeper, actually the past couple of progress keepers that I've showed you have been from none other than Jen of Handmade, or not Handmade, Handmade Life. Excuse me. It's been a while since I've done this. And this is also living in this amazing hot chocolate bag that I love by Elena of Farmhouse Sewing Cafe. And I think she's getting ready to have like a spring bag update. I saw her post this afternoon on her Instagram. And the print that she showed was just too cute. So I'll probably be checking that out. But see, the thing about not podcasting for a while is that when you get back to it, you are just talking a lot and you talk fast and you have forgotten how to pace yourself. So then you end up out of breath most of the time, which is me right now. So I need to breathe. So next up, what is my other birthday cast on? This was very much casted on in a whim, and actually, if I'm being completely honest, there were I had things in mind to cast on that I wanted to, and I did, and the yarn pattern combination didn't turn out the way I wanted. So I just frogged it, and I'll revisit it, both the yarn and the pattern separately at a different time with different yarn, different pattern, and it will be a grand old time. I have ideas of what to do with both of them and go in different directions, but it was just not meant to be, which was mildly frustrating, but in the end it enabled me to cast on what I was ultimately really wanting to cast on, and I was just trying to like not treat myself basically, and so I was like, you know what, I don't care. I'm just gonna do it anyway. So I did. This was another yarn acquisition from the Miss Babs trunk show, and I am doing the Senna cardigan, which doesn't really look like much right now. Ta-da! By Maven Knits? Maven Crafts. Ooh, good question. We will look it up. Maven Crafted. Excuse me. She has so many cute sweaters and pullovers and everything. I just really love her style. And I've had this pattern in my queue for forever. And now is the time. And so I knew that we were getting the Yowza from Miss Babs, which is the DK, and the Senna cardigan is in DK. So I got this. I have two of these, which is the Gibson Girl, which actually is a repeatable, which is nice. Ooh, there we go. And it is just beautiful. So many rosy colors, speckles of green and blue, darker pink, some yellow bits. And the fun thing is that the collar of this sweater can either be done in a contrasting color or can be done in the same yarn as the body of the sweater. And I have opted for a contrast color. I have gone with Coastal Fog, which is like just this very soft, sandy, taupey color. Really love the two paired together. I think it will be very soft and literally soft, and the color palette is also soft. So I cast this on Saturday, I think. I don't even know. Was it Saturday? Yeah, it was Saturday because that was when I frogged my thing. So we have these garter ridges on the sleeve and then just a plain front and back, but I love how this is knitting up, and no, I know, nobody come at me, but no, I'm not alternating skeins. I know I'm maybe a little anxious about it, but it will be fine. It's like, I can't really tell the difference, so I am not alternating skeins. I know I've said in the past that I will do it in the future, and it's probably gonna bite me in the butt, but I really just needed to cast it on, and I didn't have this other one wound up, so I'm just going with it, and everything will be fine. So I'm just really loving this. I'm actually almost done with the raglan increases. I know this doesn't look like much, but it stretches out quite a bit. So I need to do some measuring, but I'm loving this so much. So this is going to be the Senna cardigan by Maven Crafted, and I love it because as we have all said, and by we I mean me, it's the royal we here apparently, this is the year of the cardigan. And I know that I just finished 2 pullovers, and yes, I'm working on 2 more pullovers, and do I have pullovers in my queue, and will I knit pullovers or jumpers this year? 110%. But I'm making cardigans a priority, so I would like to expand my cardigan selection in my wardrobe. Also, side note, this is all the yarn. None of my finished objects have been put away, and I'm still trying to figure out how I want to do that. And is that one of the things that is overwhelming me? For sure. But it will be okay because we've moved into our house that we've wanted for so long, and there is no timeline. There's no deadline. It's okay. There's no pressure. This is really more a pep talk for me than it is for you. You probably don't particularly care. So I'm talking to me, talking to you, talking to me. Or something. But anyway, back to the yarn. I have yarn acquisitions that I actually also put back here as well. So this was a very like spontaneous, I feel like I should make a summer top out of black. As you do. But I got this from Pearly Girls. It is Broco Folio, which I've actually never, but we have a lot of fun colors and I was just very excited about it. It is super fine alpaca and rayon, so the drape is quite nice, which I was thinking, again, a summery top. And I am going to knit the So Summer shirt. Yes. The So Summer shirt by Jessime. Here it is. There's actually shorts that go with it. That's actually Seymour Penelope's picture. Is this hers? Okay, yes. So I will be making that top, which I'm very excited about. I think it will be very fun. Because I don't have a ton of summery tops like that, and I just really, oops. That is one thing that neither Sam or I have gotten used to, is all these new house noises. It's like, oh my goodness, so many things make noise now that I don't know what they are. This little, one of my project bags just slipped over, and feel like I've just, all these new sounds startle me so much more than they did in the apartment. I don't know why, but it is the case. And I don't know. But anyway, so I have 3 skeins of this folio that I'm excited to do. And honestly, at this point, I am just really very much of the mindset of cast something on if I feel like it. I don't care. I just really want to cast something on. So I may really do this soon. I don't know. Also because the spring and summer is coming sooner here than I would like. But I don't know. I just really like the cold. I just don't want it to get so hot anymore. Please, I don't want it to be very hot. But the air conditioning and the heating in this house is just so nice and I love it so. It works so well. Homeowner things, you know. I have more Miss Babs yarn acquisitions that are, so there's 2 separate projects and I kind of had a color palette, if you will. Kind of. There's a very purpley, pinky color palette, and I am not ashamed. It is, in fact, my favorite color palette, I feel like, and I love it. And I stick to what I like, and I also try new things, but I really stick to what I like. And there's no shame in knitting the same color palette if it makes you happy and brings you joy. And if you feel good wearing that color, that is more than enough reason to knit with the same color all the time. Unless you want to be adventurous, but you do not have to be. If it brings you joy, that's all that really matters. So I am making, and now I cannot see whose is whose picture. But so this is going to be my favorite Things knitwear pattern, and I am so excited. I feel like I have literally all their patterns in my queue and I want to make all of them. I want the vibe, I want the style, I want everything. And my time is now. So, and actually my mom is going to be making the same vest. If I can find a picture of the vest that they posted. I know I can look at the hashtag, but that is someone else's picture and I want to. Here we go. Bingo. So I will be making, this is vest number 7. Very simple, straightforward, buttons, V-neck, oversized, long. And everyone, I have a color palette and this is what it is. And I am so excited. I literally cannot even. Also, I have no idea what buttons I'm going to go with this, but I could go pretty much any direction. I could go bright, I could go simple, I could go shiny, I could go with like a metal button. I don't even know, a wooden button. I just love creating stuff because like the possibilities really are endless. So I've got 2 skeins of their mohair. Miss Babs mohair in the aubergine colorway, which aubergine is quite a fun word to say. And then this is actually the same color that is in my shawl. It is the softly color. This is my middle color. And it's just like the most beautiful pearly purple mauve-y color. I feel like this side is more accurate. So I've got 2 skeins of this as well. And I am just so excited. In regards to starting that one soon, I'm not sure, but I do want to be able to wear it soon. So that is very exciting. And my last yarn acquisitions from Miss Babs, everyone. I have a color palette, but we also have a bright color. We have a neutral color palette and we have a bright color palette, and this is in my bright color palette. I've had this pattern in my queue for forever, and I've always been slightly intimidated by it, but I know it's very possible and very doable, and my time is now. I also figured out that there's a small version of it. There's a squirrel, and I'm loving the wildlife that and the squirrels and stuff basically that we can see wandering around, because you don't really have a lot of those in an apartment complex, and I'm just I love being in a house. Anyway, I wanted to make Sizzle and Pop, or Sizzle Pop, or whatever, by Leslie Ann Robinson or Knit Graffiti for a very long time. There is a small version and there's a big version. And the small version only uses 2 colors, 1 skein of each. So I seized my moment because I saw one of these colors and I couldn't say no. So it was this color, which is Bodelicious, I think. Bodacious, not Bodelicious, but that would also be a good name. Bodacious. And can we even, everyone, this is the most electric color skein palette thing. I don't even know. And then I put it together like this. And I don't think you will be able to understand or see accurately how bright this is. This is Violacious. Bodacious and Violacious, apparently. I should just show that in case I'm saying that incorrectly. Violacious. Cool. And this is Bodacious. Boop. Together. This will be a brioche shawl. And it will be so squishy. And it will be so bright and happy, and will be a challenge for me, and I'm so excited. This may be what I cast on when I cast off my wavy wiggles. I think that would be very fun. Like, can we even? This is a little bit more accurate. This color is much more pinky. It's showing up pretty violet on my camera. It's much more bright and magenta-y than just purple. But I love it so much. So that is my last yarn acquisition, and let's take a moment to breathe, or drink your drink, or snack upon your snack, or whatever, but I need to breathe. I say as I sing, and that's really not going to help anything. So, everyone, I do apologize if we just kind of raced through this episode, first episode back. I feel like I had more to talk about, and I just had a lot to get through, and so I ended up speeding through it quite a bit, so this may actually be shorter than a normal episode. I apologize. I haven't done this for a month, and we're just gonna get back into the swing of things. Once again, I appreciate all of you for being so patient and so kind and so encouraging during this time of very happy upheaval. It's just house moving and stuff. It can be quite a lot, but that is okay. Like I said, we're here now, and that's all that matters, and now all the fun stuff begins. So once I get this general area a little bit more tidy and hopefully organized, I will feel a little bit better, because it is kind of a mess right now. And like I said, it's right by the front door, so, and our living room is over there. It's just kind of like a big open area. So I'd like to get it cleaned up, but I just don't know what to do or where to start. I don't know. I have all the social medias. I have show notes. I have yarn store information, all the various places. if you like to check that out. If I have forgotten anything, or if you have any questions or just want to say hello, please feel free to send me a message. I would love that. I love saying hello. I hope you have had a wonderful several weeks and you continue to have a wonderful week as well. And while we are all just continuing on with our day-to-day life, obviously there are just horrible things going on right now in the Ukraine, and I feel like it is important to mention that and just to continue to bring that to our minds and the forefront of our minds and all that kind of stuff, and all of our prayers and thoughts and support in any way that we can, because that is just truly devastating. Words cannot express. But I hope I can bring some joy to you, some inspiration, maybe some creative inspiration, some color inspiration, I don't know, maybe yarn inspiration. But yes, thank you so much for being here with me today, hanging out after a long time. I've just really enjoyed our catch up. This has been really nice. Let's do it again next week. But again, thank you so much for hanging out with me. You are wonderful. You are enough. If you have any crafty plans, I hope that they are successful. I don't even know what I'm saying. I know I said that at a different point, and now I don't think I've said it at the right place, but that's okay. I hope you have good crafty plans. I hope you are successful with them. What? Oh. Yes. I have crafty plans. I'd really like to divide for sleeves on the 3 sweaters that I'm currently actively working on. And then maybe casting on my summer tee, so summer shirt. That will be really amazing. So, that is my goal. I'm very excited. I think it'll be very fun. It'll be one of those things that I can just throw over anything and it will pair with everything and anything. And can also go into other seasons, which is important. But not imperative. Just a nice little fact. I do want to get a rug for this area though, because we do not have carpet. This is not hardwood necessarily, but it is not super comfortable to sit on for long periods of time. And I do want a rug for this area. But that's okay. You know, the things that we do. Anyway, thank you so much for being here with me. I think I've said this for about 3 times already, but I can't remember how to end this. So I'm just gonna say goodbye, and we're just gonna move on and continue on with our lives, and I will get back into the swing of this eventually, because that is just, I got here, I started somewhere, and I'll figure it out again. So anyway, with that, I will see you all next week. Bye!